We have the details on three shootings that took place just hours apart from each other last night. Plus, new terror attacks rocks Europe. Learn why Belgium government raised the terror alert level to its highest point.
KSBY News starts right now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for the news at 10. I'm Christina Fabuzzi. We start tonight with the latest on three shootings that startled several Santa Maria neighborhoods last night and left a 17-year-old dead. Santa Maria police say additional officers are on patrol this weekend, and community members we spoke with are calling for an end to the violence. Santa Maria police are investigating three separate shootings that happened over the course of less than 4 hours Friday night. 5 hurt, 1 dead. Just before 6 p.m., officers responded to calls of shots fired in the 1200 block of West Bethel. Police say one person suffered gunshot wounds and was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Then 2 hours later, reports of shots in the 1500 block of South Thornburg. 3 shot, one of whom, 17-year-old Ulysses Garcia-Mendez, died there. Officers then responded to reports of shots on North Dayjoy and West Cox Lane 30 minutes later, but didn't find anything. At 9:30, another gunshot victim arrived at the hospital. Police say that shooting happened near West Williams and North Dayjoy. Wanda Johnson lives 1 street away from where the fatal shooting occurred.
It was pretty scary.
A nearly 50-year resident of the area now rethinking whether she'll stay.
If this continues, I don't see how I would feel safe here with my grandchildren living in this area also.
Lisa Hernandez was just getting out of church when she heard gunshots.
We in the parking lot, we just grabbed hands and we all started to pray for the people that had gotten shot.
She spoke with the father of the victim. He told her Ulysses was his only son.
He's so grieved that he wishes that God would have took him instead of his son. He hadn't even lived his life.
Police say the shootings appear to be gang-related. Now some, like Francisca Vargas, are pleading for change.
Young people, please think when you become parents and you're anxiously waiting for your child and they never come home. Please put yourself in the shoes of a father, how much he's suffering. Please stop taking away other people's lives.
Police do not have any suspects in custody tonight and are working to determine whether the shootings are connected. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Santa Maria Police Department. A suspect is in jail tonight in connection with a stabbing in downtown San Luis Obispo overnight. 27-year-old Shiloh Augustinec Ferreira was booked into the San Luis Obispo County Jail. The San Luis Obispo Police Department says 6 men were confronted by the suspect on the corner of Broad Street and Higuera shortly after 1 a.m. During the confrontation, one person was stabbed in the shoulder with a razor. The suspect fled the scene and the victim was taken to Sierra Vista Regional Medical Center. He was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Officers caught Ferreira on Garden Street at about 3 a.m. Bail has been set at $25,000. The search has been called off for a 65-year-old man whose boat flipped last night near Ventura Harbor. Coast Guard officials say they received a call around 9:30 Friday night that a 15-foot boat had overturned with 2 men on board after a 5-foot wave capsized their vessel. The incident happened just a few miles off the shore from the Ventura Harbor. Although one individual was able to make it to shore, the other has still not been found. The Coast Guard says they've exhausted all efforts and called off the search at 8:30 this morning. Covering the country tonight, after reports of E. coli in California, we're learning that the outbreak has spread. Now officials in northern Nevada say a dessert food manufactured and sold in Reno is linked to E. coli and has sickened nearly 24 people. The Washoe County Health District linked the outbreak to a dessert made by Reno Provisions. Health officials say 21 confirmed or probable E. coli cases have been reported in Nevada since mid-October. Court records show the woman accused of plowing into a homecoming parade at Oklahoma State University last month was not drunk. The day of the accident, this woman, Chambers, her blood alcohol level content was 0.01%. To be considered under the influence in Oklahoma, one must register 0.08. Chambers is accused of killing 4 people and injuring dozens more at the homecoming parade in October. Her father and her attorney have said she has a history of mental illness and sought treatment twice in recent years. In news around the world, Belgium's capital, Brussels, is on a virtual lockdown tonight after that city's terror threat level was increased to its maximum point. Authorities warned of an imminent threat of a Paris-style attack. NBC's Ron Mott reports from Brussels. that the city's usual weekend activities were replaced by an uneasy calm.
Armed soldiers, armored vehicles, streets largely cleared of locals, mostly tourists. Belgium's capital is a fortified shadow of a city usually bustling on a Saturday night after the government raised the terror alert in Brussels to its highest level, signaling an imminent attack. Fearing a Paris-style assault in Brussels, Prime Minister Charles Michel said, "We recommend the population to respect the security measures and that a substantial reinforcement of police and military has been deployed." He urged people to avoid gathering in large numbers. Stadiums, shopping malls, mass transit ordered shut down until at least Sunday afternoon. "We must be serene, cool-headed, remain calm," he cautioned. "We take this situation seriously and will continue to do that over the next couple hours." Meantime, the intense manhunt for suspected terror accomplice Salah Abdeslam, last seen crossing the French border into Belgium last Saturday, continued. A prime focus, the Molenbeek district, where his family lives and what's become a hotbed for recruiting jihadists. Several of the Paris attackers had ties to Belgium. Still, defiance. This group sang its opposition to Daesh, a name ISIS considers a put-down. And Carol wasn't going to let terror take her Saturday night away.
It's really sad to see this city like that. It's not Brussels, it's not the way we are.
Joining a few friends for a night of fun. Today, the U.S. Embassy here in Belgium urged all Americans in the country to shelter in place and stay home. Belgium's prime minister said the security situation here will be reassessed again tomorrow. Ron Mott, NBC News, Brussels.
And in the aftermath of yesterday's terrorist attack on a hotel in Mali, an official of the West African nation revealed new details about the assault. Mali's interior minister said that of the 19 people killed in the attack on the Radisson Blu Hotel, 18 were guests. The other was a military police guard. The minister says 17 guests were also injured, along with 3 Malian police officers. Meanwhile, in New Jersey, a high school friend of the lone American killed in the attacks says she was, quote, the kind of person everyone was drawn to.
Beautiful, amazing, like she always was. You know, she was the kind of person that everyone was drawn to. She was very smart and funny and always had a smile on her face.
Her family released a statement Friday saying she died doing what she loved and she was working to promote education and health care, not intolerance. Well, coming up next on KSBY News, people flock to Templeton for an annual family race. We'll take you out to the Turkey Trot and find out how this fun run is helping a good cause. And later, several local restaurants put a twist on their dishes by adding a very popular meat product. See the festival that has meat lovers competing for a winning title. It's after the break. Our Season of Hope campaign is well underway, and we want to remind you to think of those in need in the New York community as you begin your holiday shopping. This Tuesday, we will be live again for Season of Hope from the San Luis Obispo City Fire Station number 1 on Santa Barbara Avenue. We'll be taking your donations there, but if you can't make it out, we have drop-off locations set up throughout San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties. And if you'd like to make a monetary donation, checks can be made out to Season of Hope. Well, with only 1 week left before Thanksgiving, locals and visitors flocked to Templeton today for the annual Turkey Trot. This was the 8th annual Family Fun Run, which offered a 10K, 5K, and 1-mile runner walk. The trot was not short of the holiday spirit. Some of the prizes included turkeys, which were given away to top finishers, and race bibs to get people ready for Thanksgiving dinner. The race is not only a way for people to get their exercise, proceeds benefit the Templeton Recreation Department.
Basically, it's just a good time. So it's all about just local community and having fun and trying to stay healthy.
Proceeds from the run will be used for scholarships, which are given to local kids who would otherwise be unable to afford their participation fees in recreational sports. Well, people had the chance to visit a local pier today that's usually closed to the public. The Poly Pier Fall Open House featured interactive displays, special touch tanks with marine creatures, microscopes, and a Discover Scuba experience. The pier supports Cal Poly's Center for Coastal Marine Sciences. Cal Poly professors and students were there explaining their ongoing research of local marine life, including Morro Bay's ecosystem, sustaining local fisheries, and mapping ocean currents on the Central Coast. Well, bacon lovers rejoiced today as local restaurants, caterers, and bakers gathered for the 3rd annual Slow Bacon Fest. The event took place at Mountain Brook Church in San Luis Obispo. The special ingredient in all the dishes was bacon, of course. People enjoyed some unique dishes, including, get this, chocolate-dipped bacon, bacon brownies, and cinnamon bacon pizza. Not my cup of tea. Well, and while the event filled people's stomachs with all things bacon, it also brought special attention to an important cause.
I kind of like the idea of people coming to eat and have their fill, benefiting children who might not know where their next meal is coming from. I think some people forget about those less fortunate in our community.
There were also a handful of local breweries and wineries there, making sure each food was paired with the right spirit. And it was a great day to get outside and enjoy the weather. Here's a look at the clear blue skies over the moors in San Luis Obispo this afternoon, thanks to photojournalist Nate Asher. Your microclimate forecast is coming up after the break.
The Season of Hope, brought to you on KSBY 6 and CW5 by CCPN, Heritage Oaks Bank, San Luis Bay Motors Kia, R&R Furniture, Sierra Vista Regional Medical Center, and Twin Cities Community Hospital.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at those current temperatures outside. We're in the 60s and 50s, mostly 50s across the Central Coast. 62 in Cambria is our warmest spot right now, otherwise just mid-50s. Still a pretty nice evening. And those winds pushing offshore. Our temperatures were well above normal today, and tomorrow looks pretty similar. So let's take a look at that Weather Watcher report from today. Those highs and lows. 39 was the low in Paso, up to 79 today. 88 in San Luis Obispo, 1 degree short of tying the record from 2002 of 89 degrees. Santa Maria, 85 for a high today, 82 in Lompoc, and 83 in Goleta. And those temperatures tomorrow will be about the same. A great day on social media. Love this photo from Rick Evans. I shared it on Facebook earlier and getting a lot of love there. Just beautiful colors. Thank you so much for sharing that one, Rick. And a gorgeous sunset photo from Los Osos that Robert sent in. And our last one tonight is from Cecil Horton. He always sends in some great photos. This is from sunrise this morning. Beautiful photos and beautiful weather as this high pressure system keeps our winds pushing offshore again tomorrow. But as we move into tomorrow evening, that high pressure system starts to buckle a little bit and our winds shift a little bit more onshore as this cooling trend begins. So, but for tomorrow, our winds will be offshore still till 10 to 20 miles per hour. We may see some gusts up to 30, but otherwise going to be pretty mild winds as this high pressure system moves out and low pressure starts to move down from the Gulf of Alaska. We get a pretty weak cold front, but our temperatures do decrease pretty dramatically as we move into the work week, getting some cool and windy conditions. Wednesday, looking at a chance for some very light and scattered showers, and your Thanksgiving holiday will be chilly, but no more rain. And then as we look way ahead to next weekend, we get a stronger low pressure system moving in that brings us another chance for some rain. And that system we may actually get a little bit of measurable rainfall from. But as we look at our forecast model, you can see just a few very scattered high clouds tomorrow. The marine layer starts to redevelop on Monday. And then as we move into Tuesday into the evening hours, we'll start to see a few scattered showers pretty inland, but that will increase into Wednesday, although those showers will just be very light and scattered on Wednesday, not a major rain event. But looking at your high temperatures for tomorrow, Sunday, wrapping up your weekend, 85 in Santa Barbara, 77 for Lompoc, 84 for Santa Maria, 85 also in San Luis, and 78 for Paso Robles. Moving into the South Coast, 85 for Carpinteria, 83 for Goleta, a little bit cooler inland, 73 for Cuyama, upper 80s for the Santa Ynez Valley, 75 for Vandenberg. Moving into the 5 cities, upper 70s and mid 80s, upper 70s also for those interiors and along the north coast. Going to be just a beautiful day to get out and enjoy the beach weather. Still feeling a little bit like summer actually. 75 for Avila, 77 for Atascadero as well as Morro Bay, and 75 for Cambria. Looking at your 5-day, we're in the 70s and 80s tomorrow, and then we start to drop a few degrees every day as we get into the work week. That chance for showers on Wednesday. Thursday, your Thanksgiving forecast, temperatures down into the 50s and 60s. No more rain that day, but it will feel like perfect fall Thanksgiving holiday weather. That is your forecast. Coming up, an organization is giving hundreds of animals the chance for a happy life. See how volunteers are lifting these animals' spirits to new heights. And still ahead, Cal Poly Football in their final game of the year. Travis Clark will have the details and more next in sports.
it's the final game of the year for Cal Poly football, and unfortunately, all the Mustangs have to play for tonight is pride and their seniors. With no shot of getting to the playoffs, the Mustangs are playing for a 500 record in the Big Sky and a 5-6 record overall. Christopher Brown been the keystone for this football team all year. Seems like the kid can do anything. North Dakota got up to a fast start. Already up 7-0, they added 2 in the second. John Santiago, the freshman, from 22 yards out. That put the Fighting Hawks up 14-0. More in the second. Keaton Studsrud with time. Clive Georges with room. His reservation makes it 21-0 North Dakota. More in the second. Look at poor camera work, and that's my fault. But Christopher Brown, not afraid of the contact. Team was digging it. Look, North Dakota would roll, though. 45-21 the final. Chris Brown finishes his career with over 3,000 yards in both rushing and passing. Cal Poly finishes their season with a Big Sky record of 3-5 and an overall record of 4-7. More college football. The Bruins playing the Utes in Salt Lake City. UCLA in need of some wins at this point in the season. First quarter, Bruins start out strong. A 28-yard touchdown on double coverage on Duarte. Nice catch. UCLA in the lead 7-0. Now third quarter, Rosen hands off to Paul Perkins. He pushes through for a 2-yard touchdown, extending UCLA's lead. Utes unable to score in the fourth quarter. UCLA wins 17-9. The final. USC on the road in the Great Northwest. Trojans need to win their next 2, and they will be in a Pac-12 title game. Not a good start today. Ducks get the edge early. Vernon Adams throws deep to Braylon Addison. Field goal is good. Oregon leads 7-0. This would help, though. Second and 13. Cody Kessler dialed into Darius Rogers. Tie ball game at 7. Now third quarter on the Trojan 21. Adams to Dwayne Stanford. Stabbed right out of the air. Ducks would roll 48-28. 2 weeks after being benched in favor of Blaine Gabbert, Colin Kaepernick's season has come to an end. The San Francisco 49ers placed a 28-year-old quarterback on injured reserve today, shutting him down for the season. Kaepernick informed the 49ers on Friday that he wanted to undergo shoulder surgery on his non-throwing arm, which prompted the team to place him on IR. Matt Barrows of the Sacramento Bee reported that Kaepernick has a, quote, significant tear in his labrum and that he could undergo surgery as early as Tuesday. UC Santa Barbara soccer is preparing for their first game of the NCAA tournament. The Gauchos sport a 15 seed this year and received a bye from the first round of play. It's the 12th time UCSB has been selected for the NCAA tournament since just 2002. The Gauchos will host the Gamecocks at Harder Stadium tomorrow at 6 p.m. The winning team will face the winner of the second round matchup between number 2 Clemson and Ellen on Sunday, November 29th. The Kings have dropped 2 straight coming into tonight's game against the Magic. We go first quarter. Good ball movement. Quick swing to Rajon Rondo. He knocks down the 3 out of the corner. Kings take an early lead in the first. Now, Aaron Gordon, that's a confident dunk. Second quarter, deadlocked at 31. Ben McLemore to Marco Bellinelli. 3 ball from up top. Kings would give themselves a nice lead going into the fourth. Costa is going to add to it on a nice little floater. Sacktown's game on point. They get the win on the road, 97-91. The final, Cal Poly basketball. 159. The Gauchos. Next game will be this Wednesday at San Francisco. Finally tonight, some CIF championships on the line this afternoon. Rigetti Water Polo earns back-to-back titles with their win over Crescenta Valley. Templeton Volleyball, heartbreaker against Saddleback Valley Christian. The Eagles were up 2-1, ended up losing 15-12 in the 5th set. That's a bummer, but congratulations to Rigetti and Cal Poly football, man. It's a bummer they couldn't get the final win of the season, but
sad,
sure,
Mustang pride a little bit hurt, but that's okay.
Yep.
Now we shift to basketball.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Nice transition, sure.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for that, Travis. Well, take a look at this. If you're a pet owner, you're going to like this story. Hundreds of cats and dogs got a much-needed boost in their chances of becoming adopted. About 800 pets from California boarded 22 airplanes to head to different states where their breed is in high demand. The pet airlift was organized by Wings of Rescue pilots who volunteer their time and planes for the annual holiday event. The states that the pets will relocate to include Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and Montana. Wings of Rescue has relocated over 16,000 pets in the last 5 years. Did you ever get a pet on Christmas?
No. I always ask for one. That's awesome.
It is.
That's actually very awesome. I mean, there's more to say, but we've only got 3 seconds.
Have a good night. See you at 11 on KSBY.